put a sweatshirt on the dog, was like, all right, we'll just deal with it. He came over, got it working, left. I got in the shower. I get out, like, not even 10 minutes later, heat's off again. And I was like, what the fuck? So I go downstairs and I try to do what he told me to do. Won't go on. So I have to call him back. He says, well, I'm at a job now. I'll be there in like an hour and a half. Said, okay. So he gets there at 9 o'clock at night. It's fucking freezing. It's like 50 degrees in my house. I want to go to bed because I have to work the next day and I can't. This dude goes down, takes apart my entire, where the furnace connects to like the vents and the pipes and shit.
Yeah.
Takes it all apart. Dismantles the whole thing. Goes, oh, okay, there's your problem. Now you can look at your phone. There was a dead fucking bird right where the furnace meets the first pipe, crammed in there. It flew all the way down my chimney, zigzagged through the pipes, right into that hole. Got stuck.
What?
So I had no heat in the coldest day so far that we've had in this winter because of a fucking bird, which just solidifies the fact that
Dude.
they are government agents and they
We
hear me talking
hate.
about communism and now they're coming after me.
Yep, they're gonna be coming for me soon if you keep calling me a terrorist. I had
They're trying to spy. They're trying to get our
on
private conversations.
on Saturday morning. I woke up and the hot water in my kitchen wasn't working. It was working everywhere else. All the water was working everywhere else. It obviously was just a frozen pipe because it was cold as fuck, like it has been here.
Yeah.
And so I'm going downstairs and I'm looking, and the people who owned this house before, or whoever did the plumbing here, just didn't quite know exactly what they were doing. And this is coming from me. I know jack shit about fuck. But I go downstairs and I know that you're not supposed to put um like water lines and plumbing and stuff on a wall that leads to the outside if you can avoid it, which
Yeah.
they could have. We have a crawl space, and that's where the drain is going. Where my uncle redid that, and he put the drain there, but we would have had to dig out the water lines. It was obvious that the hot water pipe was frozen. So the only way to get to it would have been to tear my kitchen cabinets out, tear my wall apart, and
Fuck
somehow
that.
heat it. So it's like a Hail Mary. I took my wife's old hair dryer and I went up to the pipe, and it's like I don't maybe PVC. It's not copper like a lot of
Yeah.
other like it used to be. It's plastic now, and that doesn't transfer heat as well. So I'm just praying. So I'm sitting there with this hair dryer, and I have the water turned on upstairs, so there's nothing coming through, and I'm sitting there at the hair dryer, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm literally the where the pipe goes into the wall. So it's literally just the wall with the pipe going through it, and I'm sitting there with the hair dryer, like right next to it, holding it, and I'm thinking like, if you would have took a picture or a live stream of me doing this and showed it to me like 5 years ago, I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing? Also, that may have been incentive enough for me to just get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, just
I genuinely, when the guy said, "Oh, look in there," because I said, "Well," he said, well, "There's your problem," and I said, "Oh, what is it?" He goes, "Go ahead and take a look." So I took a look, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
yeah,
In that
no,
exact moment, there was something that clicked in my head, like I can leave. I can sell this and never come back.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Welcome to two old men complaining again about their houses. Don't buy a house, people. It's a hoax.
Look,
It's a
we don't
it's a it's a
we don't want
scam,
to
bro.
complain. Yeah, but 300, a little over $300 for him to come and
Oh
take a
yeah,
bird out of there. Yeah,
yeah.
I was furious. I still am. More so at nature than him. He was just
Yeah.
trying to help.
Yeah, listen though, like I know we should move on with this, but we had an issue with our furnace. Well, we thought we did. And the guy came and basically like I don't know what's going on. The furnace just makes a really loud noise when it turned on, so it kind of freaked us out. We called this guy. He spent 15 minutes downstairs and was like, "Yeah, everything's perfectly fine." And it was $158 just for him to
Yeah.
just to tell me that nothing was wrong.
Well, dude,
But
that's to I'm gonna say this, then we can move on. It was $268 for him to show up, and then
yeah,
$60 for the work.
every hour that it's like, yeah, it's insane, dude. We're in the wrong. We're both in different lines of work, but we're in the wrong lines of work.
Yeah,
We should have been
fuck that.
people. Yeah, yeah. All right. Enough with enough with this
Let's talk
bullshit.
about video games, eh?
Let's do it. This is our escape from house owning. Before we get into the news for the week, I'd like to let you guys know that our Patreon is. We are announcing that our Patreon officially launching. We're gonna plan to have it launch on Friday with the episode. Um, but I will explain to you guys. For right now, we have, um, I believe, 3 tiers. Um, I thought I had this tab pulled up, so this is my bad. So the first, so there's going to be 3 tiers, and what we're going to start doing starting in February is monthly, um, $25 gaming gift cards. It's going to be whatever. It's going to be. We're going to pull from the Patreon, and we're going to be giving away $25 gift card to whatever platform you choose. It has to be gaming related. It's not. We're not doing no Home Depot and stuff. If you're having home issues, sorry, like us. But this is gaming related. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, Steam, Epic, whatever you guys may want. Whatever. So the first tier is going to be is $2, and that's going to get you one entry into the $25 giveaway. And then it's also going to give you access to. We're going to be recording an additional episode where we're going to pick back up the book club series once a month. We're going to do a Patreon exclusive show, just the book club. We'll be obviously chatting with you guys and figuring out what games we want to play. We'll probably do polls or something on our socials, something like that. Then there's going to be a $5 tier, which is going to give you 5 entries into the giveaway every month. Obviously, access to the episode. And then we are going to introduce a new segment starting in February where we're going to do a mailbag segment on the weekly game show. Where if you're in the $5 tier, you're going to be able to um, send in questions or topics or something you want us to talk about for however many minutes. Um, and that'll be a weekly segment, like I said. And then we're gonna have a $10 tier, which will be the included episode. 10 entries into the giveaway, and then also at the beginning of every single episode, we're gonna shout you out of the game show. We'll shout your name out. This is just the beginning. Things are obviously as we grow, the Patreon will grow, the benefits will grow as we get a kind of handle on what we're doing. So just hang with us, stick with us. We appreciate any support you guys can give us. We definitely wanted to have a lower tier Patreon tier just for people who, if you just have a couple bucks, we'd appreciate it. Um, so that'll be the best way to support us. You can support us still by liking, subbing, sharing on whatever platform you're on, leaving a review on Spotify, Apple, whatever podcast service you use. We'd appreciate it. Anything else, John?
Yeah, that's like, well, just kind of that's a new thing you can do on Spotify. They find the added ratings.
Yes.
So, yeah, go there, add 5 stars, and you know, make us feel good about ourselves. Boost our egos. We need it.
Yes.
We're dealing
We
with homeowner shit.
we'd appreciate it. We promise the homeowner complaining segment was not a guilt trip into having you guys sub to our Patreon, but if you guys do feel inclined, then we'd appreciate it. All right, let's get into the news. First up on our news list, we have Xbox Series consoles are selling at a record pace. This is from Tom Ivan at VGC. Uh, the headline says Xbox Series X/S consoles continue to sell at a record pace, Microsoft has claimed. Amid shortages, Phil Spencer says supply is actually as big as it's ever been. Uh, Xbox Series X/X systems have continued to sell faster than any previous generation of Microsoft consoles. The company has claimed. having launched in November of 2020. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said that July 2021, the Xbox Series X/S were the company's fastest selling consoles ever, which is huge because the original Xbox, and it's kind of reminded of this. Did you watch any of the Xbox documentary?
No,
Um, it was really
I
good.
heard it was good.
It
Yeah,
was it was really fun to watch because they didn't, like how the United States does with their history. They kind of leave out the bad parts,
yeah.
or kind of sugarcoat the bad parts. They accepted it. They were like, yeah, we fucked up colossally here. Um,
You kind of have to, right? Like, wasn't the Xbox One launch that was just awful?
yeah, and they own it. It was really cool. Um, I really recommend watching it to anyone who's interested in this stuff. It was really cool. Um, Phil Spencer claims that he claimed persistent Xbox shortages were not actually a result of less consoles being produced than was a case in previous generations. Instead, scarcity has been caused by a surge in demand since the onset of COVID-19 pandemic. So yeah, it goes on, and I obviously would link all these in the YouTube description for those of you who are interested. But this is interesting. It's the Xbox 360 was what's up?
I don't believe it.
I mean,
Until the numbers are all public, I don't believe it.
what part
Saying
do
that
you not believe?
the scarcity is caused by people buying them and not production uh
So
production halts. The fact he like him saying, "Oh yeah, we sold out and that's why we don't have any." Not like we can't produce them as fast as we should because of the pandemic.
well, if they're selling more
They're
than they
selling
have
what they
before,
have, but what I'm saying is like they're not. I think the scarcity is due to the fact that they couldn't produce as much originally, and now it's just kind of backed up. Not that people bought them all.
so I kind of
Like,
think that he's saying that like the COVID caused like, and this was literally, remember when COVID first hit was when Animal Crossing came out and everybody bought it.
yeah,
Um, the rise in the interest in gaming in a mainstream way was caused by COVID-19. I think that's what he's saying, and that's why they can't fill it, not the fact that they can't just um because if it's the fastest selling, then they are producing as much, if not more, than the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, and the original Xbox launch.
in that sense, yeah. I don't know the way I'm understanding it at least is like, well, it's not we're not low on consoles because we can't produce them because everything is shut down overseas where we make
Yeah.
them. It's because people are buying them. It's like, yeah, well, people are buying what you have, but the scarcity is because you couldn't make enough. And now people are just getting the like, the the shit they can.
Yeah. I
Really. I mean,
really
if you can get a Series S or like you can get it easier than a Series X or a PS5. So I
yeah.
mean, in my head, of course that's going to sell better. But I don't know. It's just
I
until the
really
numbers are
do
like public,
wish
I don't.
I wish we could see an alternate universe where these consoles just launched and they were able to, and see how much more the numbers would, because I mean obviously they are selling, whether it's
Yeah.
just scalpers or whatever. They are, I mean, you click on a link for a Series X console after it goes up, PlayStation 5 as well. If you click on that link a minute or two after, you're too late. Like you have to
Yeah.
be there like negative minute. Like
As soon as the link goes live, you have to be clicking on it.
yeah. You have to
Yeah.
be adding it to your cart at that moment.
Even
So
that, you have to be checking out within 30 seconds or else it's
yeah,
gone.
right. Right. So I don't know. I am interested in seeing like the concrete numbers. Um and there are some out there, but there's really no way to check his claim that,
Exactly.
that
That's why I'd be more inclined to like take this at face value if numbers were released too, and not just him saying, "Oh my god, we sold so many." Like I could say I
Um,
made $500,000 this week, but I don't have anything. Like I'm not showing anything to back that up.
well, I don't think he would say that knowing that the numbers do come out. Like
I
if he said this and then the numbers come out, then everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Like,
I think he's saying it in like there might be some good numbers coming from the holidays that they're going to use. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, either way, the reason I wanted to put this in is that it's cool to see Xbox thriving
Yeah.
again because we all knew that when the Xbox One from that generation, they've been digging themselves out of a hole, and you just I don't know if it's just me. They're clicking with me, and their message and their branding has been really hitting with me lately, over the past year or so, 2 years almost, because since Game Pass launch, really. Um, I just feel this like swing of momentum, and and I know that it's so it's like they're climbing and climbing to reach where Sony and PlayStation is, but I just feel this like I feel like they're getting back to where that 360 generation where it's truly competitive, where it's they outsold the PlayStation 3 in the United States, not entirely worldwide. The PlayStation 3 still beat out the 360 because of Japan, but just feel every move that they make feels like they're just, you know,
And
getting closer and closer.
that's the other side of the coin is that PS5 is just obliterating Xboxes, like next gen Xboxes overseas, specifically in like Japan.
Yeah. And
It's
they
just
always
like it's
have.
not. It's like yeah, it's like 10-1. I think was the number.
Yeah.
But like that, I like that they're doing well. I don't know how to put it. I don't want them to buy any more studios, uh, but I like that they're doing well.
Yeah, partnerships have been I fuck with partnerships heavily. Like you're partnering with Ubisoft. You're not buying Ubisoft. Um
If you're
I
partnering with EA, you're not buying EA.
yeah, right. I get
Yeah.
like I get the Bethesda thing. I mean it was huge and I in a way wish it didn't happen, but I've accepted it. I'm in the Xbox ecosystem anyways. Um you know what's done is done, but yeah, I like that they're making the partnerships that they're making just seem like the right moves to make. I just and
I
so
the
and Sony just gives or PlayStation has been giving off this. We had the big showcase back in September. Was it September? No, I think it was September.
Ooh, I don't remember.
When they
I know.
whatever month in the fall where they announced
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Wolverine and God of War and all this stuff, and obviously that was huge, but just the here and now, you know, Halo
Yeah.
has their launch, and you have like this partnership with Bethesda, and you have all these like it feels fun to be a part of Xbox's ecosystem, whereas PlayStation, you, Steven, myself have said we've hardly touched our PlayStations in like I
But
in a while.
to be fair, I did want to play the Gimli game on PlayStation. You guys did.
Deep Rock Galactic is what he's referring to, and um,
The game with
I
Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
I downloaded it on PlayStation as well.
Yeah,
It's
because
just
not to throw Steven under the bus, but I believe he said, "Give me a reason to turn on my PlayStation." And so we did, and
yeah.
he said, "Okay, we're playing on Xbox."
So yeah, obviously we had this option to play on PlayStation, but the beauty of Game Pass was we all own Xbox consoles or
Yeah.
PCs or whatever. We look at a game and oh, we could give this a try for free. And I know it's on PlayStation, but outside like this can be a common thing where even with Rainbow Six Extraction, it's going to be, oh, we all have this. We're all part of this ecosystem. We could try this game out for a night. And Deep Rock Galactic rocked. we'll talk
That
about
game
it.
is so fun.
We'll talk about it a little later, obviously, with well games we've been playing and stuff. But yeah, it's cool. I love everything Microsoft's doing. Um, yeah, I'm just excited to see what comes this next generation because I know Sony's gonna have to bring something, and the games are coming, and once that hits, it'll be interesting to see what the narrative kind of starts to take. once, Horizon and Gran
I was
Turismo
just
and
gonna
God of
say,
War. Yeah.
starting next month, they're gonna start hammering back. I think. I
Yeah.
mean, PS Plus is still gonna be dog shit. I don't know what they're thinking with that, but at least in terms of like, hey, we're still here and we're still fucking knocking shit out of the park.
Yeah.
Next month
Yeah.
they're gonna.
It'll be interesting. Next up, we have a Bethesda-like acquisition, except for a lot more. This is coming from Emma Roth at The Verge. Take-Two Interactive to acquire social game developer Zynga for
Bazinga.
12.7 bajillion dollars. So 12.7 billion dollars, which is almost half or almost twice as much as what Microsoft paid for Bethesda. Like, think about that. It's insane, and that
I
it's like
mean,
it's a reminder for us to like mobile games. Zynga was like fucking Facebook Farmville. They did Farmville, right? That was them.
they did Farmville and oh, what was the other big one that was on like Facebook? Words with Friends.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Like,
they've done some big ones.
yeah, gaming is just so much bigger than I think that what people realize or remember. Before I jump into this, Steve said Game Pass is what made me download Rock and Stone on my Xbox. That's Deep Rock Galactic, game that we played with Steve Spaghettio on Friday. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that a little bit later. But yeah, Emma Roth at The Verge. Says Take-Two Interactive, the video game publisher that owns Rockstar and 2K Games, is set to acquire social game developer Zynga in a deal valued at $12.7 billion. The cash and stock transaction is expected to close in the first quarter of 2023, pending regulatory approval. Take-Two Interactive's acquisition of Zynga marks the company's foray into
Right,
mobile
Bazinga.
game into into the mobile game market. Take-Two is behind some of the most well-known game series, including Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, BioShock, Borderlands, and NBA 2K. John, what do you make of this?
I think we're gonna get a mobile Grand Theft Auto.
Well, they
You
ported
know,
one Grand Theft Auto onto mobile.
well,
You think
something
they're gonna?
what was Liberty City Stories? I think was PSP. I think. Um, I just want to fact check myself.
Do you think it's just ports? Because I don't think they would buy a company like this just to port games. You
No,
think we're getting
they're
full
gonna
on mobile apps?
yeah, they're gonna do something for sure. This told me nothing. Okay. So yeah, I think they're gonna port some shit, but I think they're gonna make their own game to appeal to that. Like I could see a Borderlands kind of game,
Yeah,
even if it's just like a Candy Crush with Borderlands shit, and it has like the
right.
same kind of humor. I could 100% see a mobile NBA game.
They already have that. They already have NBA 2K. It's on Apple Arcade. They
Oh,
have, yeah,
well, there you
its
go.
own, yeah. So further in the article it says combining Zynga's expertise in mobile and next generation platforms with Take-Two's best in class capabilities and intellectual property will enable us to further advance our mission to connect the world through games. Yeah, I think Take-Two's looking at Pokemon. You get these like the Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon Go, all of these things, and I think this is kind of the way that the whole industry is moving in a way. Obviously, the we console and like home gamers are the minority at this point, or if they aren't, then they are going to be very shortly. It is more people play games on their phone than play a game on a console. Um,
I think it's a different audience. You're looking at like at least in my head, the older people that use Facebook that played Farmville and Worlds with Friends. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
You're looking to make something to get their attention and get their money.
But there are a lot or the just casual gamers, people who grew up
Yeah,
who are our age and
it's
they grew up playing Grand Theft Auto, but they don't buy PlayStation 5s. They
well,
don't buy
the
Xbox
hardest
Series consoles.
the hardest thing for me to like wrap my head around is those people playing a game on their phone.
It's the biggest market for video games right now. And it's
Yeah, I just don't. I don't see people our age just walking down the street playing like video games. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think they are
Our
on
age
their
being 19.
on their yeah, right. On their breaks at work pulling up a quick game to play. Something like that, like where they don't that's not some it's not their main hobby, where like my main hobby is, in my free time I'm picking up a controller. Um this feels like the money to be made from the people who that's not their hobby. Like
Yeah.
I don't know when's the last time. Actually, I play a game called Retroball. Shout out Retroball. Really sick football game on mobile. But other than that, like before I kind of played that and played here and there, I don't know when's the last time I even played a mobile game. Um, in even my Switch, like I there are times where I just don't want to play handheld. Like that's just not my thing. Um,
I
but
I can play it if it's like Pokemon. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Even like Clash of Clans for like a week and then I'm off that.
yeah, just the obviously the ability to take it on the go with you is what is like, that's what I think is made the Switch so successful. Where it's not, that obviously it's not $500 like the PS5 and Xbox, but the lower price tier where $300, $200 if you're on a Switch Lite. It's this feels like just a push towards non-hardcore gamers. I don't know how else to say it. It
You're
sounds
trying to
cringy. It sounds
the
cringy to
general
say,
audience,
but yeah. Um,
like the not general public. Not like you're
just
trying to step
the
away from
main,
like
yeah,
the niche of like gamers and like get into everyone's like I guess pockets, wallets,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
all the same thing.
Because I mean, there's just so much money to make there, right? Like
Yeah.
the amount of times where you're playing a Pokemon Go and it's like $5 gets you like 20 Ultra Balls or something like that. I spent
I've
money on Pokemon Go when I played it.
spent $0 Pokemon Go.
No, I
I
get suckered into these things.
I'd log
Like,
in every day and I'd get the daily free box. Usually contain like 2 great balls and a Pokeball every day. Never bought anything. If I ran out, I was done playing.
yeah. You and I, we there's a little difference between you and I and our spending habits in terms of
I
video
don't like
games for
spending
sure.
money.
Uh, but yeah, obviously this just feels like they're not putting out Grand Theft Auto 6 and putting mobile games out.
They will literally spend $12.7 billion to not put out Grand Theft Auto 6.
They
That's the
they're
main
they are
takeaway.
sending a very clear message to us right now.
Stop
They're
asking. We're making the next Words with Friends.
We'll remaster your PlayStation 2 games, your Xbox 360 games, but fuck off with this new content. That's
We're
the
not doing
message.
anything. We're just going to keep adding garbage to Red Dead to upset the fan base. And we're going to add another heist to Grand Theft Auto 5. Do not ask us for Grand Theft Auto 6. We will delay it until 2030.
And pay almost 13 bill to do it.
Freaking
Yeah,
bazillion dollars.
bazingas. Next up, we have PlayStation State of Play rumored for February and could feature Hogwarts Legacy. This is from Ali Jones at Games Radar. It says Sony hosted events during February in both 2019 and 2020. So
Ooh.
you can make it 3 years in a row. The next major PlayStation event could take place next month, according to known leaker Tom Henderson. In a recent
Hang on.
tweet, what's up?
Did 3 years in a row, but they skipped a year. 19, 20, no 21.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't know what year it is. 3 out of 4 years.
4. Yeah, 75%. They're shooting good.
Yeah. So in a recent tweet, Henderson, who is best known for leaks around Call of Duty and Battlefield series, said that the current rumor is that the next Sony event looks like it could be in February. That speculation is, quote, based on this month's media events and past PlayStation dates. It's a lot of maybes, could be's, should be's. I just wanted to include this because I'm excited to see. It makes sense. Um,
This is sort of what I was hinting at when I said next month they'll be back. I feel like we won't see anything about Final Fantasy VII Part 2. Uh, I don't think we I don't think we get anything for Final Fantasy 16 because they said they don't have anything until this
spring,
year, right? Yeah.
spring, yeah.
I could see a Naughty Dog thing. Maybe The Last of Us multiplayer. I could see a little bit
Yeah.
more about God of War. Maybe
I don't
another remake too.
It depends. It depends on if it's a state of play or a showcase. If it's a state of play, I'm not expecting much. Maybe a God of War
Yeah.
release date. If it's
If
a if
it's
it's a
a
showcase, then I'm expecting big things. Then I'm expecting your Naughty Dogs, your update on Insomniac, like things like that. Um, a huge reveal. If it's just a state of play, it's probably just updates on things that have already been announced.
which I mean, what are they even gonna say? Like what? All
God of
these
War
games we
release date,
promised are that got delayed are now coming out later this year. I mean,
maybe. Later in the
I don't
article, it says Henderson says the rumored event will be, quote, probably be state of play, and, quote, has the potential to be a pretty big one. It's not exactly clear what is meant by that, but Henderson repeated that the last assertion when asked about Hogwarts Legacy, the Harry Potter game, which could mean the Harry Potter themed RPG will appear. Um, Yeah, I mean, we saw that game when the PlayStation 5 was announced. Um, it seems like it's going to be the year that a lot of those games hit. The
yeah.
ones that we kind of been waiting for. Final Fantasy 16 is probably winter 2022, 2023.
Like we
Um,
kind of said, what was it, last week? No, 2 weeks ago for our Game Awards. This year's Game Awards are gonna be a lot harder.
yeah,
Because there's gonna be a lot of games that got delayed, are supposed to come out last year, or were originally slated for this year that are gonna come out and they're gonna hit big.
right.
On top of the already like big slate that we're expecting.
Yeah, I really do expect the next event, if it's a state of play, to kind of just be filling in the rest of the year, kind of give us, you know, just a roadmap where God
Yeah.
of War is coming out September 30th or whatever date we said last week. I forgot. Um, Kind of just confirming a lot of these dates for the games that that have already been announced, with maybe one or two big surprises. But yeah, it's just a rumor. It might not happen at all. Who knows? But also we should be looking forward to potentially the Spartacus, the whatever Game Pass rival is going to be. I don't know if that's going to be in an event or if it's going to be in a blog. If I had to put money on it, I guess I would say a blog, but I guess we'll see.
You want to generate as much hype as possible, so maybe a state of play.
Yeah. Next up, we have Attack on Titan comes to Call of Duty Warzone and Vanguard. This is from Michael McWhirter at Polygon.
Not
Uh,
really.
This is Call of Duty Warzone Pacific and Call of Duty Vanguard players will be able to live out their Attack on Titan cosplay dreams in those games later this month, when the Tracer Pack Attack on Titan Levi Edition bundle is released. Attack on Titan themed cosmetics and weapons will be available starting January 20th as a part of that bundle, following a mid season update scheduled to drop January 13th. The Attack on Titan Levi Edition bundle will span 10 items, including, I'm going to put it up for video listeners. Um, the Levi Edition bundle will span 10 items, including a Survey Corps skin for operator Daniel Yatsu, modeled after Levi Ackerman. Uh, kind of. And weapon blueprints for the Historia SMG, Ymir Curse assault rifle, and Titan Piercer dual swords. Here's a look at everything planned. So yeah, I have this up. Um, we have the Sasha potato, Wings of Freedom emblem, and the finishers here. I will say that the gun skins look really sick, and the blueprint for the swords look really cool. Um,
So the guns and the finishers look sick, but all of that gets ripped away when you look at what because they originally were going to call that Levi, and then there was
right.
so much backlash to the leak. They said, actually, it's just the Survey Corps. Don't even don't worry. It's just the Levi pack. That it looks awful. It looks terrible.
I
The
like
character
it.
model in motion looks like garbage.
I think it's really cool to see. Um, do I think it? I like it. I could I change some things? Of course. Um, but I don't know. I think the outfit is really cool. It was a good idea
That's it.
to not say it's Levi. Obviously, my favorite character in that show was Sasha, and having the potato in there is that got me. Without it, I'd be on the fence, but um,
Come on.
but yeah, I love the show so much. Obviously, the
I just
second half of the final season aired on Sunday. Um, it's just cool to
one
see the
episode.
collab. It's cool to see the
It's
collab.
cool. Yeah, I that someone on Twitter said that it looks like Ned from Spider-Man, and they're right. And I hate that.
Yeah, like a really thin Ned.
Just like him with 5 o'clock shadow. That looks awful. They should have just made a new character for it.
Yeah, and I saw some people like in the comments with their own model and like one that they designed, and they looked a lot better.
Better.
Um, yeah, it I wish they did a little bit of a better job committing to it, but it regardless, it's cool to see. I think it's really cool.
While
Um,
we're talking about it, I feel like we should once again mention that Activision Blizzard is still
hmm,
in the midst of however many lawsuits it is now, and Bobby Kotick is still employed.
yeah, that's a good call. We will not let you forget. Um, yeah,
Nope.
it's just cool seeing something that I love um mixed with something else that I love. So,
Yeah, I think it
um
was just Naruto took over Fortnite, and they said we got to do something.
maybe I think it takes a little bit longer to plan these things though. I don't think it's just
It takes about a week.
I don't think so. Next up we have from Jared Moore at IGN. This I just wanted to throw this in there as a warning. I was really upset about this. An early version of Horizon Forbidden West is leaked. I would recommend muting anything that has to do with Horizon on Twitter. The chances of you seeing something regarding this are it obviously is increased by a lot. So Jared Moore's article says the new year is upon us and it's already time for a friendly PSA. Yesterday, January 10th, a number of images apparently taken from a leaked copy of the PlayStation 4 version of Horizon Forbidden West began making the rounds online. In a report from VGC, sources said that aside from some missing assets, the leaked version of the build is authentic and contains the core content planned for the sequel's final release, meaning that spoilers could soon follow. Um, this game doesn't launch for another
Month.
plus a month plus. This sucks. Obviously this happened with The Last of Us, and this isn't as story oriented as The Last of Us, but it still sucks to see.
The Last of Us, they got some of that wrong too, though. I my thing is I didn't read this article because I saw the heading you put under it, and I said I'm not even gonna. I'm not even going to subject myself to it because once I get
Yeah.
curious, that's it. Like it's just stop fucking leaking shit. People spend so much time and work so hard to
Yeah.
make this shit. Stop leaking it. Just enjoy it when it comes out. It's so
It's
frustrating.
like you just said, just think about you working on something, like putting in overtime hours constantly for 5 years and just waiting. You're so close to it just being released and you can show everybody the way that you intended it to be, and then some little fucking prick decides to get his hands on it somehow. I don't even know how they go about this, but then just leaking it to the world. And
Yeah, a
like
bunch of fucking rats that don't
imagine
fucking leave their
how
basements.
deflating that is for the people making it. It just sucks. It really sucks for them. Sucks for people who care about this game and this franchise, and that, like me. I somehow managed to avoid Last of Us spoilers when that game came out, but yeah, I would be upset if this gets spoiled for me. So I went on Twitter, I muted everything. That I just not taking the chance anymore. Um, yeah, it
And
just
then I've
stinks.
been I've been trying to be more active on our Twitter, and I saw that was trending, like on there, and I didn't even click on it because I
Dangerous.
said it's too close to the release date for it to be good news.
Yeah, it's
It,
dangerous.
it if there were like actual screenshots or something that they released, one of the reporters that we follow or they would have put them out.
Yeah.
That's it's I hate that it has to be like that.
Yeah, it's the same that it was, like I said, with The Last of Us. Even in like movies with Spider-Man and like everything that comes out, everything just gets leaked. It's
That the
sucks.
Spider-Man one, like I said, I got a big massive spoiler leaked for me. Just scrolling through TikTok, they put it right at the beginning so you couldn't miss it. As soon as it started playing, it already happened.
It sucks for sure. So just as a PSA for you guys as well, if you care about this, if you are excited for this game, I would recommend muting everything and just staying as far away
Just
from.
stay off the internet for a month.
Yeah, right.
You won't miss
Um,
much.
Last we have Stalker 2 gets delayed. This is again from Ali Jones at Games Radar. Stalker 2 gets delayed until December. The apocalyptic game has been pushed 7 months to allow for more thorough testing. Stalker 2 has been delayed approximately 7 months from April 28th to December 8th, 2022. In a message posted on Twitter, developer GSC Game World said that we have made the decision to postpone the game of Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. These additional 7 months of development are needed to fulfill our vision and achieve the desired state of game. Um, I didn't play Stalker 1. When we saw this game at E3, it looked really cool. I'm very interested in it.
Is this a
But
spooky game?
I don't think. I mean, I'm sure there are like kind of aspects to it, but it almost seems like
Can't remember what it is.
Fallout esque. Um,
Okay.
you're in like I said, post apocalyptic. Things are like mutated or whatever. Like I said, I didn't play, but just the trailer seemed and just the visuals when you go and look at the trailer again, which I would recommend doing if you're interested. It's Unreal Engine 5, I believe. The same thing that the Matrix demo was made on. It looks phenomenal. It looks crazy. So yeah, a game I was excited to try out. But as Halo has proven, delay your games if they need it. Let it be polished. Let it, if you need it. But yeah, just that's going to be coming out later this year.
I said a thing on here that said replay video, and I thought it was a video about the game, and I hit it, and it was just an ad for a NutriBullet.
Hmm. Okay.
So we have news too though that didn't get added here. It's not anything massive. E3 got it's all virtual this year.
Oh
They
yeah, yeah.
the big thing was like they said due to the pandemic, but a lot of insiders are saying no, they lost the venue. Like they never actually booked the venue and they couldn't get one in time, and that's
Hmm.
the real reason. But yeah, they said that they're not doing it in person, it's all virtual again, and I honestly prefer that.
I th- I think I do too. Yeah, there was no need to, especially at this point in time where COVID's not getting any better. Um,
Getting worse
yeah,
somehow.
yeah, right. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah. But I think that's all the news.
That is all the news,
We
which
did
leads
it.
us to our next segment of what we've been playing. Let them have it,
Oh
John.
boy. Uh, so much Mass Effect. I started Mass Effect 1. I mean, we also played the Gimli game and we played Halo. Uh, but I've put, I think, 12 hours into Mass Effect already.
Wow.
I'm cruising. It got me hooked. And I think it's
Mm.
so this is the thing that I think is happening. Games like Skyrim don't click for me because your relationships really don't mean anything. Games like Mass
Okay.
Effect do because your relationships can alter the entire
Yeah.
franchise, like all
Right.
3 games. And I think that makes it more interesting to me because if I say the wrong thing and piss somebody off, well, they're not gonna see me again. They're gonna try
Yeah.
to kill me.
Right.
But it's been really, really good.
Yeah. I also I haven't played as much. I feel like every time I try to really invest time into this, I get hooked on another game. Um
What have you been
I
playing?
Metroid Dread.
Oh, okay.
Um yeah, I played a couple hours of Mass Effect. Um yeah, it's the story is just so far, and the character, the relationship development they have with people. I'm really excited to see where it goes. Um that you like the fact that you could just, someone comes into you have the option of someone joining your party. You could just say fuck nah, and then they're just out of the game, presumably. Like, I don't know for sure. um but that you could just, they're just done. Like, you move on and you find somebody else.
I had I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I had a thing where I got into an argument with a character that's like normally my party, and like they both pulled guns, and I was like,
Oh
"Hang on."
shit. Yeah, I haven't got to that point. Like I said, I think you've sank a little more hours, but once I get into it, I got to do it before Horizon. I know I have to, and I'm not gonna finish
You
all
do.
three. I just, like, once Horizon comes out, it's gonna be my game for
I think
a good chunk of time.
if you can dedicate like a Saturday afternoon to this, I think it'll be enough. You know what I mean? Like a good 3 to 4 hours of just diving in.
Yeah, I
Because there's
played
not
about
there's
I played about 3 hours on Saturday, I want to say. Um,
it how far are you, like are you 3? Is that it? Or because I know you had the PC save, but
no, I
once did
didn't.
that
I didn't. I had to restart.
doesn't
So
transfer?
I
Yeah.
I caught up to my PC save. Um, on Series X, and yeah, like, light spoilers, I guess. I went to Novaria first. That was the first place that I went after I became, um
Spectre.
yes.
Yeah, so
Um
I think around hour 6 or 7, once you have 5 party members is I think when it really, really picked up for me.
yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm excited to jump into it. Is that so? Deep Rock Galactic, Halo, and Mass Effect.
Gimli. Uh,
Whatever you say.
Gimli. Yeah. I did download Skatebird, but I haven't played it yet.
That's in Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
I just said you're a bird that skateboards, so I figured that sounded. Although at this point, I wish all
The
birds had
bird,
very big
yeah.
time.
Right. Um Yeah, so we played Deep Rock Galactic. That game rules, dude.
Yeah.
I was heavily intoxicated at that point, but I still had a good time.
Oh yeah.
I I don't know how long, or what happened, but I believe I fell asleep for a short period of
We
time.
uh We played for about 2 hours, 2 or 3. You were asleep for at least 20 minutes, half hour, because
Okay.
we were Steven was talking against his microphone, like microphone in his mouth to wake you up, and you just weren't reacting. And,
Yeah,
like, there
it'll
was a
work.
lot of shit going around. There was, like, everyone was attacking us, and you were
Yeah,
just asleep.
that don't work, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Um, that it wasn't because I was bored, it was because I was fried.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I no, it was really fun. I recommend it to anyone if you got a group of friends that you play. It's on Game Pass, PC, with crossplay. I recommend it. It was really fun. You're basically going into these mines with a mission. You got to go in, complete your mission, then come out. Um, yeah, it was really fun. It was like if Minecraft was good.
Yeah,
Um,
Minecraft is actually fun.
right. Yeah. I really recommend it. So yeah, obviously more Halo. Um, I am at level 90 in the battle pass of Halo. So 10 more and I'm done until May.
At level 31. Granted, I got the battle pass, like, 2 months after you, but, like, no, a month. When did it come out? November?
Well, the battle pass came out November 15th.
Yeah, so, yeah, about 2 months. Uh, but yeah, I haven't played basically at all. I played 2 rounds the other day, fucking dominated, and then got off.
Yeah, I've found myself slowing down a little bit, but slowing down for this means playing 6 hours a week instead of fucking 30. Like I was like heavily playing for a while, but now I've been playing Metroid Dread, which I absolutely love. I've really just fucking loved this game so far.
I
For those
I
for the Go ahead.
I might end up trying it if it ever goes on sale. I don't think I'm gonna buy it full price.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a better idea that when I'm done with it, I'll let you borrow it. I don't think it's a game that you're gonna love.
That's
You
fair.
might like it. I just don't. I don't know. It really pushes you. Like it's hard.
I don't like it then.
Um,
Play it.
there are these things called Emmys, and these robots that you cannot just kill on your own. You have to like access a certain part of a level to get whatever weapon you need to kill that specific Emmy, and you can kill it. If it gets to you, you have two very slight chances to either like melee or parry and get out of that situation. If you miss both of them, you're dead. It's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, and it's very hard. So not to get too deep into this because we're already about an hour in, but um,
Just give me a gun and let me shoot it.
so you have a gun
Why?
and you can shoot everything. Like, there's a way to kill everything.
Yeah.
These are specific. There's like zones where you go in,
Are
and
they
it
like bosses?
almost
Is that
it's not. It almost turns into like
what the fuck?
it turns into like a horror game, dude. You enter these zones and it gets like staticky and you're going about and uh like if you hear it and it starts to detect you, it'll like start to hunt you down. But when it gets its hands on you, or when it gets like when you run into it, you have and it's not a set time. You can't learn the patterns. It changes every time. So you can't just like no, okay. Like whatever amount of frames from here, that's when its first attack is, so I can learn I need a parry here. It's not you have to like they made it virtually impossible. They made it so you're not supposed to be caught by them.
Fuck
You
that.
and there are so far there have been mechanics in the game that help you avoid being caught by them. Um but the idea is do not interact with these. Do not try to fight these. You're going to lose. If you get caught by it, you have those two chances, but it's like a last ditch effort. You're not likely to survive. And that part's been like frustrating, but also kind of fun where it's just like I gotta just get away from these guys any way possible.
Well,
Um,
yeah, so I guess in my head, I'm thinking of like bloaters from The Last of Us, where they're like, "Hey, you can kill them, but you should probably try to run first."
it's not. It's you should run. If you don't run, you're probably gonna die. Um,
Oh, that's fucking stupid. Let me fucking, you got a gun, let me kill it.
but that's the fun part. Like I'm at a
Doesn't
certain point in
sound
the
fun.
game. I'm in a certain point in the game where I see it's called some specific energy. I forgot what it's called, but I can see the energy part that I need to get to on the map.
Swag,
It's yeah, I gotta get
vibes.
to the swag on the part of the map and I know once I get there I'll be able to kill it. But I have to unlock other abilities and stuff to get to that point in the map so that I can finally kill it. Um
Okay.
it's unique. It's just different from anything that I've played. It's just been really fun so far. I really liked it. It's one of
Speaking
those
of,
games where I'm like, I fucking hate this game. I'm done. I set the controller down. I'm like, but I know I can do it, and I pick it back up and I keep going.
that's what fucking Ori was for me. Especially the
Yes,
second one.
yes, yep.
That's exactly what it was.
It's
But
the
speaking
same
of swag,
style.
did you see the mayor of New York City say that swag will beat COVID?
No, I do not.
Okay. Yeah, no. I
That sounds like my
I
kind of mayor, though.
he said that swag New York City needs its swag back, and that's how we're gonna defeat COVID.
I agree. I'm 100% behind you, Mayor.
All I
I
can think is
100%
like
agree.
baggy jeans and Tim's versus COVID
Yeah,
in a
you know
fight to the death.
the beanies with the brim. Shout out Steve-O. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, other than that, it just been like I said, Halo, and Mass Effect, which I've been enjoying.
Oh,
Um,
more gaming news. Fucking hey. Assassin's Creed 2 and the two other games plus DLC, I believe, are coming to Switch. $40 for all of them. And Nintendo fucked up. There's a part, minor spoiler, not really. There's a part where your Uncle Mario says, "It's a me, Mario." And Nintendo didn't put that in the ad for the game. So, just another reason they're a piece of shit company.
great news. Thanks for sharing.
Now we now we can move on.
So for the topic of the show this week, we're gonna do. I didn't put a number on it, just whatever you want to do. The gaming headlines that we are predicting for the rest of this year. Last year we had, although we had a ton of really good quality games and stuff, it was somewhat of a down year for gaming and gaming news. It was a lot of kind of bullshit with Activision Blizzard and stuff. Um, I'm not projecting. I'm not going to be predicting any. Wait, what? What did I say?
That was one of my headlines. It's about them.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna be predicting any sexual assault or allegation.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
not that, not that.
You're like what
Oh
what
boy.
what
Oh, no, 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 no.
what company do I predict? No, I'm like not anything like that. But these are our predictions for like the biggest gaming headlines of this year. What are we going to be looking at the end of the year? Maybe we'll revisit this in December, and see if we are complete fucking idiots or we
Probably the
somewhat know
case.
what yeah. I'd be willing to bet on that. But John,
Yeah.
give them your first headline of 2022.
Um, I think that the first headline reads Bobby Kotick out. Uh, Activision Blizzard board adding new members to help uh, clean out the company.
View.
And then subheading that dumb piece of shit's gone.
Who's
And then
writing this
article.
article?
Me.
You? Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
obviously we would love to see that. Absolutely, it needs to happen. We've been kind of hammering this home. Fuck that guy to the end of the earth. Yeah, just fuck you, dude. It absolutely needs to happen.
What's yours?
The first one that I have is Xbox Game Pass exceeds 35 million subscribers.
What is it
Um,
at now? That's a big
so
number.
yeah, so as of October 2021, I think that was the most recent reports that I was looking up. The peak was exceeding around 25.
Oh wow.
Um, between 25 and they were expecting 30 when Halo hit. I
Oh,
am
okay.
pre-
So it'll be around another like 7
it
million.
it was, yeah, it was not confirmed that it was 30 though. It wasn't confirmed. They were just projecting it that to be that.
Right.
I I'm expecting a huge jump, and I kind of went back and forth with this honestly. I almost went up to 40. I really do think that this is going to be a huge year, and this kind of goes back to callback in the episode where I'm talking about this momentum swing with Xbox. I think that we are going to be getting um especially at the end of the year when Starfield comes out, the big Bethesda game where you're going
Yeah.
to be looking at PlayStation people who own PlayStation consoles wanting some way to play Starfield, and the cheapest way is to stream it to use Xbox Cloud Gaming and streaming it, or just buying Xbox Series S and playing it that way. I just think that once these big Bethesda games hit, like it's not huge, but Redfall, for people who love Deathloop, I'm expecting really big things from this game too. I just think that with the Ubisoft partnerships and stuff like that, I just see this, I see this thing growing. And also, um, over CES, we didn't cover this really because it's not a huge deal just yet, but it's getting there. But there are TVs that are including Amazon Luna, Google Stadia. They're including that in, and it's only a matter of time before Xbox has this.
Yeah.
As a part of this, not part of the headline. I think included in this fake article that is coming out is um, Xbox is going to have some kind of streaming stick where it's a little device you plug into your TV through the HDMI and it's going to just
Didn't
stream
they
games.
already announce that?
I think it was just a conversation. I don't think they announced it or confirmed it, but it's all starting to play a part. I think it's all
I
going to start coming together.
see. I just thought of one as you were saying that, which is Xbox or Microsoft develops its first TV, and that's included.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Um it's weird that we haven't seen that, right?
I think it is a um a matter of time. I think that they, especially now with the push they're making towards games, um, it's got to happen in the next couple years.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
so uh, you can, yeah. So it is still a rumored thing, uh, and it's known that Microsoft is working on something like it, but it hasn't been
yeah,
officially announced. This streaming
right.
stick that is.
Yeah. I just think it's all starting to play a part. It's Thanos with the he's just putting all of them together, Game Pass is just going to be the ultimate um gaming service, and yeah, I think that does play a part. Um yeah, what's your next one?
Uh, Sony acquires Square Enix. Now, the reason I have this is because in the last like couple weeks, there was a thing that came out that said Square Enix is fine releasing their stuff on PC and Sony. They don't want to get involved in Microsoft. And that in my head was like, oh, there's going to be some sort of deal in some capacity uh with Sony. Maybe. I could be wrong.
Do you think they need it, or do you think the partnership is fine? Do you think that they are just like,
Do I
well, but
think
well,
they need
Microsoft
it?
has
No.
Bethesda.
I don't think any company needs to own a studio.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point.
So I don't think they need it. But I think if you're gonna start buying up games, what's gonna sell? I mean, uh, these games sell well in Asia, right? Most of Square Enix's games, and
Right.
Sony obviously sells extremely well in China and Japan. So it would make sense for them to say this is going to be uh, even more profitable if we just say, hey, we're just going to work with them. And we're going to release all of our games on their consoles where both of our stuff is doing so well and kind of, hammer that home. I keep unplugging shit. So if I just disappeared,
Mm.
that's what happened.
That's why. Um, yeah, that's interesting because I think the only thing that would keep them from purchasing Square Enix is Nintendo and the sales that they get from their legacy games, their old like Final Fantasies, like throughout the years, all of their older RPGs and stuff, they sell extremely well on Nintendo Switch.
So,
So as long as Sony was like, okay, yeah, we'll keep putting these like because Switch could
yeah.
not run Final Fantasy VII remake, if it tried its best. Um,
I mean, the Assassin's Creed 2 ones, they look like they just came out on Switch. Like
right,
they look brand new for Switch, which
yeah,
is fucking embarrassing.
yeah. So as long as it's kind of like because Bethesda is still, Skyrim Anniversary still came out on all platforms, as long as something like that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
But
I think this is going to be a year of acquisitions where we're looking at the like a war almost of who's going to
a
buy
little
who.
bit.
Yeah,
I
same.
my thing is like, well, it's kind of like with MLB The Show, right? Where that's a Sony game that came out
Right.
on Game Pass day one.
Yeah.
I think stuff like that can still have Sony can play nice to an extent. And I think if they're saying, okay, we're gonna give you these fucking cheap games that are 20 years old, go ahead, pick up the scraps.
Give us your
I
money. Yeah.
think, yeah, I think they'll be okay with taking a cut of that, especially because of how Nintendo sells. Like
Yeah.
they always do numbers as shitty as they are. But
Yeah.
I have this thing in my gut that Sony's gonna try to do something like that.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting to see.
After that, no more
Because
acquisitions.
it feels like they have to, like when we'll see because like I said, it still feels like even though Sony or PlayStation announced these big the Wolverine, Spider-Man, God of War is coming soon. It just feels like Microsoft has the momentum and something like that could halt it for sure. In
But
on
I think
behalf
it's
of
also
PlayStation.
Microsoft has games coming out like the biggest exclusive. They ended the year with Halo. You know what I mean?
And
Like
then they're
there
ending this
hasn't
year
been
with Starfield,
yeah, and there hasn't been anything from Sony since when? Like a big AAA exclusive.
Ratchet and Clank. Well,
Exactly.
Deathloop, I guess would count.
So months ago. That was
Yeah,
what, 5 months ago?
September. Yeah,
It was
yeah,
September?
yeah.
Yeah, it's about 5. Yeah, it's 5, 6 months.
Roughly, yeah,
Either way. Yeah, so they haven't had shit. I mean, it makes sense that Nintendo has this or not Nintendo. Fuck me. Microsoft has this momentum right now.
right. Um, but just with the Bethesda deal and all this shit, it just feels like they're going to be able to carry it a little bit. The Stalker delay kind of hinders it a little bit, but like it's interesting once both companies kind of come out and kind of set the roadmap for each of them for the year. It'll be interesting to see for sure. My next one is Horizon Forbidden West wins the Game Award 2022 Game of the Year. Um, I don't think anyone is expecting this to win when you have Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok. I don't know if Breath of the Wild 2 is actually going to hit this year. I'm predicting that it's not. Um, but we a Starfield's coming out. I really do believe in this game. I think that I believe it's sitting at like an 89. Horizon Zero Dawn is sitting at like an 89 on Metacritic. Um, so far from what we've seen in this game, the improvements, the constant feed, they're constantly giving us more and more every single week. Um, I'm just looking up the 89 on Metacritic. They're building on all of these things. I could see this game hitting at a 93 to 95. I
So I think you're right. Uh, I think you're right. There's a the incels of the internet are already fucking shitting on it, saying Aloy's ugly. Uh, and that's why they're not going to buy it. And it's like
Yeah,
she's like 17, maybe relax.
we don't know what she is in this game, but yeah, either I mean, uh, who fucking cares? You
Yeah,
fucking losers. Um,
you touch a boob, you fucking bum.
I like I can't help but feel like I don't think God of War is going to be a bad game by any means. I think God of War Ragnarok is going to be phenomenal, but
Mhm,
I don't think that it is going to push gameplay and narrative
mhm.
as much as Horizon is going to push uh Zero Dawn to Forbidden West. I in God of War 2018 is one of the best games ever made. So it's like, where do you even go from there?
I'm
More of God of War 2018 is perfectly fine with me, but I don't know how. I just don't feel like it is going to reinvent the wheel the way that I think Horizon is going to just completely change and completely improve on everything that was wrong with it in 2017.
I'm gonna say something, and I know I'm going to probably regret it in like a week, or maybe walk it back. I don't know. I won't walk it back. I'm fucking. It's not my thing. I think God of War Ragnarok is going to be like The Last of Us 2. I think it's going to be. It's going to narratively from a storytelling aspect. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be Game of the Year. Uh, but I think it's going to get shit on because of some of the risks they're going to take.
I we haven't seen a lot of it. So maybe that's why I feel this way. I just don't get that vibe from it. I think it's
My
going to be like more of the same.
my biggest thing that I still think, and I probably will continue to think until the end, is that Kratos is dying.
Yeah,
And
you've said that.
if they build the story right and then they kill him, I just because of the weight of that, and granted he's been killed before and he doesn't die for good, but like
Yeah, right.
if he's dead, I feel like that's gonna take it.
It could for sure. I don't know. I don't even want it to sound like I'm shitting on it because I really do believe that it's going to be great. I think it's going to be in like the low 90s. I think it's going to be like between a 90 and a 93 on Metacritic. But I just feel like Horizon, just from everything we've seen and the improvements upon the gameplay and the traversal and stuff like that, I think this is going to be something really special coming next month.
It
And I
it
think it's going
could.
to end up taking the game of the year.
I hope you're right, is what I'll say.
Yeah,
I hope that I don't hope I'm wrong. I hope both of them are like 1 and 2 game of the year, and it's just
yeah,
a toss up. I think it's just because for both of us, these are the two most anticipated games if Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't come out.
right, right.
Which I
Uh,
mean, my third headline is in fact Breath of the Wild 2 surprise release in May.
wow, that is really early. Um,
Yeah.
I I'm gonna fuse this with my third, because it's like half the headline. So I say Nintendo Switch Pro announced featuring NVIDIA DLSS technology with 4K output. The Nintendo Switch Pro finally is announced, and it is launching alongside Breath of the Wild 2 in November 2022. Um, you really think that there's a chance to launch in the spring?
I after I said it, I regretted it. I think probably summer, like July or July.
Okay.
Well, Jul. I want to say June or July, but I feel like that's a bad time to release a game.
I so this is the thing. I just said in the last one that I don't think it's gonna like be eligible for game of the year. I think it is going to be like November, December-ish, where it's like
Holiday.
past the point of the Game Awards. Um I I think I there's a chance it gets delayed. But I think that if it does come out, it's going to be at the tail end of the year. But the original Switch launched with Breath of the Wild. So
And if there is a 4K model coming, you
yeah,
want it to release with that again.
yeah, and we know the issues that the original Breath of the Wild had with the Nintendo Switch hardware, where when you go in the Lost Woods, you're hitting at like 15 to 20 frames per second. Um, I could see something like this, and with Nvidia, there's no way a handheld console is hitting 4K without some kind of upscaling technique. And I think since the original Switch has an NVIDIA chipset, I think they're going to introduce some kind of DLSS technology altered for the Nintendo Switch to output at 4K. Um, but yeah, I do think it's coming this year.
That if that's the case, I don't know if they're gonna have it this year because of how hard it is to get your hand on any of that technology right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to stop them. I think they're still going to have it.
It is Nintendo. They will kill somebody.
Yeah, I
I'm
and
putting that on market. Nintendo uses people in Mario suits to
it's
attack people that
like Squid
experience
Game
money.
esque. Like
Yeah. Except they're all just in
um
the giant, you feel like the Disney costumes where they like dance and shit. It's that. It's just your Mario.
Can you really imagine? Before we head out, I just like if we really get Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, God of War, Starfield, what a like that's your lock for the Game of the Year category. If Breath of the Wild actually hits before the Game Awards, like that's like a lock. That's and then
It's,
imagine trying to choose between them.
I mean, that's why I have a backlog of like 15 years because so many games came out that
Yeah,
can't keep up. I don't, Starfield, I think of that group would probably be the least I'm interested in. Uh,
I'll say that until we see more of it, I guess.
yeah. Even if I had to like, let's do this. If they all came out this year, what is the order you would play them?
If
Say
they
they
all
all
came
came
out
out,
right now,
if they all came out tomorrow, every single one of them released tomorrow, what's the order you'd play them?
one Breath of the Wild 2 has to be. Next would be Horizon Forbidden West, then God of War, then Starfield, then Elden Ring.
You son of a bitch.
What?
I shot 3 for 5. First three, nailed it. Second two, switched them.
Well, that's the most
Uh,
important.
just because Starfield, I felt like there wasn't enough for you to choose it just yet. In Elden Ring, there was. And so I put Elden Ring 4 and no, Starfield 5.
Yeah, it was
I
close.
think
It was close, but yeah, I've been getting this urge to play Skyrim again. I downloaded it. I'm ready to launch it at any time now. I just have this
we're bad.
like
Skyrim
um
stinks.
it doesn't, and I just am hoping that Starfield, it's this hope that it's going to be
Yeah,
similar to Skyrim in the way that we're playing this game in 10 years.
yeah, you
Still.
can play
So
it once
okay, bro.
and then you experienced it.
What order would you play them in?
I'm thinking God of War, uh, Horizon, Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring, Starfield.
Okay. Yeah, it's weird because if you would have asked me this last year, it probably would have been Breath of the Wild was always going to be one, but maybe God of War, then Horizon, then Starfield and Elden Ring.
Do
But
you do you think you're more excited for Horizon now or do you want it like you have such high expectations because it's so close?
I don't.
And
I
that
think if it plays a part, it's very small. I think the reason I'm so excited is because of the drip feed of information, and it's kind of like a reminder every week, seeing the new things that they've added,
see,
stuff like that.
you do
Um,
your job right. I don't look at any of the information. I've been
oh
avoiding it
yeah.
purposely. I don't
Anything
know
that goes on
shit.
the PS blog, I read and I get excited for. So I think that's
I
probably why.
didn't even know PlayStation had a vlog. I mean, blog? I said vlog.
Yeah,
Blog.
it's a
I didn't
blog.
realize they had it.
We
I'm
occasionally
gonna
read
start
from
it.
it at our news stories.
And our yeah, I don't. I go over like half of them. I go over the interesting ones, and
Gotcha.
uh, I I I think I'm gonna write a blog on our Patreon. It's patreon.com/John Squared Games. I think I'm gonna
I
write a
didn't even
blog once a
announce
month.
that earlier in the show.
Yeah, now that's why I'm doing it now, and hopefully people are sticking around. Uh, I I think once a month or every couple months, I'm gonna write a blog on John Squared Games for base level tier, first tier, $2 tier, uh, where all the things I'm not allowed to say on the show, I'm gonna say there.
There you go. Um, that sounds like it could be dangerous, but
Mhm. It's just gonna be a
shit
lot
here.
of things we get sued for. Yeah.
You can't. You have to pay. You have to pay for our Patreon to sue us, though.
Well, that's the
Don't
point
get it
because the
twisted.
money's it's gonna go towards the lawyer.
Gotcha.
So we have
Um,
to put it like a $50 tier just for that.
yeah, I'm excited though. I'm excited for this year. It potentially is one of the biggest years we've ever seen in games. Um, So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see. So yeah, like John said, it's patreon.com/John Squared Games. Um, it should be launching. You should be able to head there right now. Um, if you guys sub, screenshot or something and send it, tweet it at us. I give us feedback on what you guys would like to see in the future. We're gonna be looking at a whole bunch of other stuff. We're excited for it. Um,
You'll get instant access to the Discord too, which will allow you just to if you don't use Twitter, if you don't use Instagram, if you don't use
yeah,
TikTok, you can just, get in touch with us there and have a conversation.
right.
We're not
Um,
we're probably more fun off the show than we are on the phone on the show, I would say.
maybe, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're excited for like everything that we have in store, and keep a lookout on the socials. Everything's gonna be linked in the YouTube description or on the link tree. Everything's gonna be on there. It'll be a centralized place that you guys can whatever way you want to reach us or support us or listen or watch. It's all gonna be right there. So um, yeah, just keep a lookout. We're gonna be announcing some merch potentially soon, some streams where we're actually playing games and instead of just talking about them. But yeah, we're excited. We're only just getting started. Can't wait.
30 episodes in, but I feel like by episode 50, we're gonna be an actual. We'll have it down. It's taking us 30 to get comfortable. Not really comfortable. We're still.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening, for watching, whatever, for supporting us. Appreciate it. And until next week, stay horny, stay hydrated. Peace.